press.
And whoever else wishes to attend, yes?
And we are recording, Chair.
Thank you. Pranav Dar, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to today's Merthyr Tydfil County Borough Council Standards Committee meeting. It's now 2 p.m, Friday, the 1st of December, 2023. That's just for the record. First of all, Michelle, are we got any apologies for absence?
We have apologies from Julian John, Vice Chair.
Okay, thank you. And this is where I make a chair's announcement. Can I welcome our new member, a new independent member, Mrs. Pauline Griffiths. Pauline, welcome.
Very welcome.
You're very welcome. Don't worry about anything. You're a full member now, so anything you have to say, you say it, okay? We get to know it. Okay, are there any declarations from interest of anyone in relation to any item that we're going to be talking about on the agenda today? No?
Okay.
Thank you. If we now go to agenda item 3, it's the minutes of the previous meeting, which were held on, and I've got them here, on the Friday, the 15th of September, 2023. I'll just go through them page for page. First of all, for accuracy, that's page 3 of the bundle, page 1 of the minutes, page 4 of the bundle, that's the second page of the minutes, and page 5 of the bundle, and that's the third page of the minute. Are we happy that they are a true and accurate record of that meeting?
Yeah.
Yes, that's noted, a true and accurate record. Now, if we go through them, just in case there are any items that are not in that particular meeting that we wish to be in this meeting that aren't on the agenda properly. So that's page 3 of the bundle, the first page. Page 4 of the bundle, that's the second page. And page 5 of the bundle, which is the third page. So we're happy that there is nothing else that needs to be lifted from that meeting. Yep, thank you. So for the purpose of the record, the minutes have been agreed, and we'll now go to the full council. Yes, Chair.
Yes, thank you, Chair. So this item relates to the annual report. And as you'll remember, we talked about the fact that you now have to do an annual report. We have been doing annual reports for a while, but you now have to do one as part of the Local Government Elections Wales Act 2021. And in particular, you need to report on the activities of the Standards Committee, but also the leaders, the group leaders' duty to ensure compliance from members of their group. So political leaders have got to do a report to show how they've tried to make sure that their group members have complied with the Code of Conduct. So we have a draft report. Have a report, bringing the report to you. What we'll need to do once you're all happy with that, it will have to be reported to Council, and it also has to be reported to the Public Services Ombudsman for Wales. Interestingly, I was in a meeting this morning where the Public Services Ombudsman was present, and her representative was saying that out of the 22 authorities so far, they've received 11. I was worried in case we were behind the curve, but actually we're right in the middle, so that's fine. Chair, it's really a matter for you how you want to go about this and how members want to go about it. So everybody's seen the report because it wasn't attached to the. It was attached to the agenda.
Let me just check.
Well, on that basis, Chair, can I confirm you haven't read the report?
Yeah, so we can't then just say we've agreed
No.
it in this meeting.
Oh, hold on. I apologise.
That's fine.
Please, I do apologise. Sorry, Chair.
Can I not confirm you have?
I couldn't find it. I apologise.
That's not a problem. It's not. Thank you for clarifying it. Thank you for your help, Karen. Yes.
What I would suggest then, Chair, is anybody who has got issues that they want to raise and can raise now in this meeting, we can deal with that. But that then perhaps if we give everybody 7 days just to finalise and make sure that there's nothing further that they want to raise, and then we can circulate a finalised version, and then we can do the reports to the various places that it needs to be seen. Are you happy to proceed on that basis?
Well, I am. I'm looking up. First of all, Pauline, as the new member, have you seen the annual report?
Yeah, I've read it.
You have. That's right. I just want to confirm that. And I'm just looking around the table. Can I confirm with everybody? that everybody has read the report.
Yeah.
Now, what I'm going to do, picking up on Carice's suggestion, just to make sure that you are happy with it for its publication and its onward transmission to the various bodies that Carice has mentioned. If we could then, unless anybody's got any objections, on this basis, we're agreed in principle that the annual report is correct and reflects everything that we've done and we intend to do. Yes?
Yeah.
Can I just raise something?
Yes, you can, Pauline.
Sorry, when I read it, if you look at page 15, it's just for me to understand if that's okay. 3.5.1, it says two no dispensation requests.
Oh.
So is that two new or two no? I wasn't quite understanding what that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Completely missed that.
I think it was supposed to be new, wasn't
It
it?
must be new.
I thought-
Yes.
That's a good
Yeah.
point. Well,
Well done.
And at the end of the sentence, that same sentence, there's a 3 missing off the very end.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Can I just say then, on the basis of what we just heard in the last 30 seconds, everybody have a reread, because sometimes when you read things, sometimes it's
Yeah.
blatantly obvious, you can't see it. And before I sign it off, right?
You need it to be accurate.
So what we'll do then, go back, if we could, next Friday is the 8th of December, before midday. Yes, Karen?
Yes, please.
If we can have all, if nobody responds, we work on the basis that you're happy with it, okay? Other than that, yes, Martin?
Can I just make one
Yes.
small point, which is probably worthy of discussion, I guess? It says that section 1 talks about structure and membership, and it says about who the structure. It doesn't actually name names in terms of membership, and is that standard practice?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's deliberate because whilst it is looking back at the year that's been, it could mean that we would then, because we have to change it by next year, we would then have to
Yes.
add things and explain why we've changed our membership. So the
Membership.
structure is that. It's not the people,
Yeah.
it's the office that they hold. So that's why it's phrased in that way.
The reason I raised it is it's done exactly the same as the governance audit committee, and I know who the names are in that one.
But can I just confirm on that basis, so and for to be transparency, all the names of the independents and the council representatives are on the website.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, yeah.
But of course, that's current rather than historic.
Yeah.
For this period. Yeah, that's right, yeah, okay.
And that's just.
All right, Martin, on that one,
Yes.
thank you, Jeff.
Yeah, just on 3.5.2, yeah, the last bit says standards committee will be kept updated about this process and will receive further training once the final version of the constitution has been approved. When is that likely to be and what further training is anticipated?
Councillor Salmon, would you like to take that question?
Oh, sorry, councillor. I didn't realise it was you.
No, sorry,
Slow down a little bit, I think.
I'm
All right.
being slightly facetious. We had made excellent progress with the first few meetings, I think it would be fair to say. And then we've sort of, we missed one. There should have been one in November and we missed that one. But also in the previous meeting, we dealt with a really, really meaty section. And that, I think, exhausted everybody because there was so much to talk about. So we've now got another meeting on the 14th of December and we'll click through as many sections as we can in that one. What I am hoping realistically is that we'll get to maybe about end of the spring, early summer, and then we'll have a final version which can go to council. And what we'll then need to do once it's approved is take all of you through it and do training, which won't be the same as the workshops, because the workshops are really with members about not only training them about what it says, but also giving them the opportunity to have input and then share that back with other elected members so that they all know very thoroughly what it's about. With standards committee, I think it will be mainly about ensuring you know what the gist of it is and what the purpose of it is. So I'm hoping we'll be able to do it in one training session, and I would be aiming end of the spring, early summer.
Thank you, Chair.
Help you? Okay, there's just one issue for me, and I think an extra paragraph needs to be included at the bottom of page 15, because when it came to talk about training, the issue that Jeff just highlighted, 3.5.2, a lot of that list that we've got there, Karen,
Yeah, yeah,
is in relation to what we're looking to do, but of course, a lot of it we've already done.
right, okay, yeah,
And I just,
Hearing, haven't we?
yeah,
the mock hearing, I sit on the All Wales Chairs
yeah,
Standards Panel, and of course, the Standards Conference, and we're doing a lot
Yeah,
of stuff
yeah,
linked into that, okay?
okay.
So I just think it's
Yeah.
reflective of what we said we would do.
Again, it's quite a historical document, isn't it?
Well, it is.
Because we didn't do the mock training till the summer, which was in therefore 23-24, wasn't it? So, yeah, that's the problem, but reporting on a period of time.
Yeah,
when-
yeah.
We'll
That's
go
true.
back and check and just make sure
Yeah.
that it accurately reflects, because
Yeah.
then next year's will pick up. the
Absolutely,
little
absolutely.
differences.
What is the period? Is 2022, 2023?
Discipline.
Is it April 2023?
Yes,
Mm.
yes.
So, yeah, the
It's the end
standard
of
training,
March,
the mock
yeah.
hearing is
Just to
that.
clarify, it's just that I felt, when I read, I just felt it doesn't reflect what we've been doing, and I do
Yeah.
take the point.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And last thing of all, there's two paragraphs, 352. Bottom one of all should be 353.
And then last thing,
Last thing.
just above 3.5.2, there's a 2 missing. I don't know if somebody did.
Yeah, no, we just got that.
Yeah.
I
Just got, oh, did you, is that what you were referring to? Sorry.
Absolutely.
Good.
Okay, other than that then, we still,
No, it's perfect.
other than that,
No problems at all.
we'll go back to the original agreement. Everybody get any comments and any issues before midday
Before midday.
on the 8th, that's next Friday,
Lovely.
okay? And then council, if you go, and once it's done,
It's done.
give us a call.
Yeah.
And I'll give the executive a-okay.
Lovely.
Sorted
Thank you
out.
very much.
Sorry, Chair, do you want to clarify who the comments to come back to?
Who is the best one? I don't know. You think,
Me?
Alice?
If it comes back to me, if everybody sends them back to me, I can do the corrections and send them on to Mel. I can tell him what corrections have been done.
Yeah.
Or highlight them or whatever. And then we'll end up with an agreed final.
I'm not sure I've got your email, Caris.
Oh, haven't you?
No, I don't think so.
caris.kennedy@merthyr.gov.
It's just the same,
Same
is
as
it?
everybody.
So can I just ask one more question?
Oh, you can ask more than one question, Pauline, please.
So when we're looking at the training that you've already done, for
Yeah.
a new member like myself, would there be any opportunity for me to undertake any of the training within RCT? Because I see that you're talking about joint partnership working.
So we're going to come on to training as our next agenda item. So I don't know if you want to do that, Jay, and then I can talk to Pauline and answer that question.
I'll do that.
As part of
We'll
that.
we'll to the next item, Pauline, and we'll bring it in. There'll be a
Okay.
context to it then, okay?
Thank you.
So, other than that, is there anything else that you want to bring up on agenda item 4?
No, I don't think anything from me, unless there's anything from anybody else.
Are we happy that agenda item 4 has been completed?
Mhm.
Well, it will be on the 8th of December, of course. Right then, if we can, the next agenda item, which is Pauline, training. So if I let Caris introduce that.
Yes, so we just put this on as a standard agenda item. But for your information, there isn't really a formal training regime. But what we do is, particularly with RCT as a neighbouring authority, but also because there is now a forum for chairs of standards, there are some training initiatives which go around all of the local authorities, but also if anybody next to us or near to us is organising something, we try and jump on the back of that and join that.
Okay.
So that's mainly how the training comes about. And we have had, I think all members who've attended some of these things would say that they have been really beneficial, they're really helpful. We just pick them up when they come around rather than organising them specifically. But with regard to you being sort of inducted into this group, I think it's more really going to be about discussions with Mel, discussions with me, and then anything that we can get you involved in, we will. But it's not a committee that has sort of rules and procedures where we could say you need to know that or you need to know this. If anything came up like a hearing or any specific decision that the committee had to make, what we would do is work everybody through it at the time. So when we did have a hearing earlier this year, my deputy took everybody through it in detail and effectively told them what they needed to do at each stage. So Standards Committee made all the decisions, but they were told about what all the processes were as we went along. And that's pretty much how we've always worked it. I have to say that at the moment, I'm not aware of any training that's coming up soon, but I think there's another meeting of the Chairs Forum in January.
At the tail end of January, yeah, if you want to mention that, yes.
Yeah, so you will probably find that there'll be some suggestions about training there, and then we'll bring all of that back to panel to see what they want to do.
And there's another thing which I think is working well with this particular committee. It's about mentoring, us sharing views and experiences and all the rest of it, and also to reflect back on some that particular discipline that we held this year. Is you could have a look at the transcript.
Yeah.
Just have it. But can I just say, Pauline, as I would with any of them, please, if you want to speak with me, have a cup of coffee to talk through any concerns, issues, whatever, please, my phone will always be open to you.
So outside of the formal meetings that you have quarterly, then how do you communicate then with members of the standard?
You can just
committee?
email. You can email Mel or you can email me. And if you've got any questions, we'll deal with them. I don't think there's any difficulty communicating with any of the members of the group, but probably the easiest thing is you can have Mel's email and my email, and then anything you want, and we can then share that with the group. When minutes go out, I'm going to say that they get emailed. Is that right, Michelle?
They're part of the modern.gov system, so
Right.
you get a notification, and Pauline is half set up on that.
Right.
Just needs me to do something else now.
There we are. So it's just about how you can communicate them. There are various places that you would be able to communicate, but probably your best starting point are through Mel.
Absolutely, yeah, and I know you can.
Yeah.
And if I can say, just talking, because, going back, I don't know how long we've been together now when we started, but probably about a year, 18 months, is it? I mean, it was a very comparatively new standards committee. And to look around the table now, I just feel it's a very experienced standards committee. And that's come out of the fact that we talk, listen, of course, and we respect each other. And if there's any issues, don't make sure it's not an issue. Just ring someone. I know Dawn and I have spoken about issues. Same with Julian, who's not here today, have spoken about issues. Martin and I. So there's that level of conversation. We're not talking about it all the time. Don't get us wrong. It doesn't dominate our life. But I would rather us, if there's a concern or you're not sure of a process or what do I do, just call Pauline and I will demystify the stuff as best I can.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, I think that's all on training, unless anybody's got any
Well, there's
questions.
only the last thing which you touched on was the All Wales panel chairs, which I referred to there. I had an email, I think you did as well, Paris, that there's the next meeting's at the tail end of January. I will, of course, on your behalf, attend that, and Caris will be there, and then we will report back to you in relation to any developments. And that, probably for your benefit, is where all of the chairs of all of the standards committees in Wales meet via Teams. It used to be years ago in the conference, but they meet now. But I think there's a head of steam coming now that possibly they're looking to have a standards conference again. Whether it be this year or next year, I don't know. But something I will raise, because I think there's huge benefits in having a conference where people talk and meet and you share experiences. Because there's nothing better than that cross-fertilization of ideas and experiences. And you get to know other standards committee members, even if it's locally, as we did with Rhondda Cullen Taff, to get in the room and do a mock hearing together.
It's invaluable. Yeah.
Priceless.
Listening to other voices, actually, isn't it? And you actually do that more in a room rather than online.
Face to face, yeah.
So it's interesting that the chairs of governance and audit committees met a couple of months ago, and they met in person in Landry and Wells. So I feel even that's a step up from doing it online. I agree with you, Chair, that the standards conference is long overdue, but meeting in person makes it a far richer experience than if it's not just all those conversations over coffee breaks. Frankly, how did you deal with this matter over here and everything?
Absolutely, absolutely,
really helpful.
Because can I just say, share experience? Because it is about Martin and I met a couple of months back to talk about particularly. Martin is the chair of the South West Wales Fire and Rescue Standards Committee. I was once in that position, but it was nice for me and Martin to speak because Martin ran me through a particular difficult discipline. Oh, I'm going to do the details of it, but that's the sort of thing.
It's good to have a sounding board.
Yeah, and then we bring that experience together so we can share it and we can pass it on. And it was valuable that particular day, just to go through those issues
Yeah,
there. It's
absolutely.
all about
I
self-learning.
think at face to face, you know, when you're on Teams, you're quite isolated and you don't necessarily, you know, you want to raise your hand to, but when you're not, when you're face to face, there's always downtime to go and talk in the margins. So you can, it's amazing the amount that you cover in the margins that's not formal in the meeting. Whatever. So,
absolutely.
yeah, it's
And building
huge.
working
Yeah,
relationships are
absolutely.
easier.
It's
as
hugely
well, aren't they?
beneficial.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be really good.
It is, and you'd be surprised that, not surprised, you know, it's a nice thing to say, but there'll be many standards committees that never have to deal with any particular issues. I don't know what the rhyme or reason for, and yet some standards committees, you can have a period where you'll go through 3 or 4 on some difficult ones. And as I said, going back many meetings ago, you know, it's where at the quiet times is really is the time when you've got to make sure you're match fit,
Yeah.
because you can get a little bit sort of off the boil, as it were. So it's so important, and I suppose as your chair, that's my role, to make sure that everybody around the table, I say that word match fit, you know what I'm trying to say,
Yeah.
is ready to function and they understand what's going on.
I like that
Process-wise.
analogy, actually. That analogy is quite good.
No, it is. And as we saw when we did have one, it worked because we all understood why we were there and what we were doing. And it helps the process for the individual who's subject of the hearing or whatever the allegation is.
Yeah.
So I think that's enough on that one.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
We'll now go to the date. We have an exempt session afterwards. We're going to cover some stuff, which, as I said, is exempt, and I'll read out the particular section very shortly. But for the purposes of this particular committee, that covers all the agenda items we have for this particular section of the meeting. The date of the next meeting,
I was thinking March.
Early March?
We've got, Easter is right at the end of March.
Yeah, that's
So,
early March, is probably better.
yeah, sort of early to mid-March would probably,
early March will be good. Yeah.
yeah.
Again, do we want to go
Is it Fridays
to you,
again?
Michelle, for that with the dates? Do you want to pull out a date? A Friday the same?
Fridays are the 1st of March, the 8th of March, 15th, 22nd, and then we're going into Easter then, aren't we?
22nd is up,
22nd is.
22nd is Easter,
Yeah.
so 15th is up.
So 15th.
What's that second when you said it's 8th of
The
March?
1st, the 8th, the 15th.
So what about the 8th or the 15th?
8th or the 15th? Any?
I can't make the 15th. I've got a Cavartha Foundation board.
I was going to go for the 8th, my personal view.
8th, anybody who can't?
Gareth, Jeff?
Yeah, it's fine now.
You can't do the
Can't
8th.
do
can you?
that.
Scotland.
What I'm saying
Oh,
is,
you're
it's
going
all,
for the rugby, aren't you?
What
Oh.
time? Sorry, Chair. Oh, yeah.
it's 2:00, we believe.
Let me just double check what time the board meeting is on the 15th, we said, didn't we?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's supposed to be till 3 o'clock, but I can give my apologies and leave early as long as it's in Merthyr. It depends. Sometimes it's all over the country, but as long as it's in Merthyr. So yeah, go for the 15th
All right.
and I can give my apologies and leave a little bit early because sometimes it's in the orbit. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, just coming down.
Yeah, I'm flexible, so that the 8th or the 15th. So are we now going for the 15th?
Yeah, everybody.
That
okay?
seems
Thank
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Michelle, 15th it is, at 2:00, same venue. Okay, and I haven't received any other urgent business. This is agenda item 7, but is there anything that anybody wishes to deem as urgent at this stage to be brought to the committee? No. And what I'm going to read this out, we now go to the exempt, that concludes the meeting of this section. I'm going, in order for the following to be considered in private, it is suggested the public be excluded from the meeting on the grounds that it involves a likely disclosure of exempt information as defined by Part 4 of Schedule 12A of Section 100, subsection A, subsection 4 of the Local Government Act 1972. Are we happy now for the next section to be an exempt section?
So somebody needs to move section 100.
Yeah.
No.
Thank you.
So
Somebody
moved.
seconded.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Seconded.
All those in favour? There we are. Thank you. That's carried. So we'll, sorry, Pauline.
Okay.
If we can just then end